Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and I'm joined as always by Susan. And this week we are discussing a movie from 2019, which was the first in a franchise of movies, three up to now. It's a murder mystery starring Daniel Craig as the private investigator. This is Knives Out, an all-star cast. Um, and he has been hired, but he doesn't know who by, to solve the murder of a famous author, played by Christopher Plummer. So, Susan, opening thoughts on Knives Out.
Okay, well, this was I watched this a while ago, and then and kind of got sucked into the franchise. It is a good. These things were created and directed by Ryan Johnson,
Mhm.
and they have like all these amazing people in the casts. And in this one, you got Chris Evans,
Yep.
Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Tony Collette. And it was so good to see Christopher Plummer again. This was before he passed away, and he's his acting comes from an older school, an older style. He was he was brilliant in uh, Star Trek Six, The Undiscovered Country, and he was amazing in Sound of Music and stuff. I think he's Canadian. I he could be British, but I think he is Canadian.
Medium, yeah.
Um, he's uh, he's generous with he was generous with his acting. I mean, his he's a quality. He has a lot of qualities that are just kind of sparkly. And this, it actually kind of turns out to be something really devastating kind of happens. And Anna Cabreras, her whole philosophy of care for him was impacted by what his decisions were.
Hmm. Yep.
And his decisions that followed his passing away were also really intense. And so, yeah, uh, and Daniel Craig, so interesting in this role. It's very much like Poirot, uh, in that his name is even Benoit Blanc, which is, you know, it's got the French first name and then the sort of, could be Belgian, could be French surname. I don't know. That was just could even be German. I don't know. So interesting. So much could happen, and oh yeah, Ana de Armas acts her face off. It's her. She kind of eats the scenery in this one, and um yeah, all right, and I enjoyed it. It was quick. It went by so fast. And it went by so fast that, I seriously can't watch just one of these I had to watch all three of them in a row, and I think that's the way it's going to end up being a lot. Mm, Just so much fun, and yeah. So yeah, that's my opening thoughts. What about?
Well, yeah, I've seen these movies before. I've seen all three. But this one, say, was the starting point. Um, Daniel Craig as a private investigator, as you say, Benoit Blanc, with his, as it's said in the movie, his foghorn leghorn accent.
Uh-huh,
Um,
uh-huh.
and it's the the Drysdale family and the Fromby family
Mhm,
are just, well, their family are at loggerheads with each other all the time, um, and a lot of interwoven secrets going on behind each other's backs.
mhm,
You have Jamie Lee Curtis as the daughter of Harlan, who is the murder victim. You have Michael Shannon as the son. Uh, Don Johnson as Jim Lee's wife. It's not just his family. It's a broken family.
mhm.
Um, and all they care about, really,
Too much money,
is the money.
not
They're not
enough passion.
they're not really distraught about the alleged suicide or murder uh, of Harlan. It just comes down to the will. And once the will is read,
Boy, howdy.
once the will is read and everything is left to the nurse, Harlan's nurse, um,
Yeah,
the shit hits the fan, shall we say.
yeah, exactly.
Um, but I like the way, I mean, there's say three of these movies, but each movie has been a totally different feel. This movie, you start with the discovery of the body straight away. There's no lead up to it. The housekeeper finds the body with the slit throat up in the attic room or wherever it was. No lead up to it, so you don't really get to know these characters. But then you get to know the characters because they do the investigation, the interrogation, police interrogation, one by one of these characters,
Yeah.
while Benoit Blanc is sat at the back of the room just listening, flicking his coin or hitting the key on the piano. Well, but that was for the either to let the policeman know to move on to the next question or to take note of that reply. Um, but yeah, a very different portrayal from Daniel Craig. Interesting. Um,
What would you say? A bit Agatha Christie?
um, well, you could say any murder mystery is an Agatha Christie, couldn't you?
Not
I mean, she
sure.
she she influenced everything.
Okay, gotcha.
Um, she
Sure.
she she influenced Columbo. She influenced Murder She Wrote. All these.
Yeah,
Because
you're right.
literally, she was most probably one of the first murder mystery writers. Because 1920s, I think it was when she began, or something like that. So, let's say this is modern day murder mystery and twists and turns and a lot of shall we say, well, knives out, stabbing in the back, shall we say, and leading people up the wrong path and leading people astray, and
Yeah.
and trying to frame people. Once the murderer is really revealed. Um, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every performance from all of the actors in this. Even Great Nana Thromby, the old mother of
Yeah.
Harlan. Now I was just thinking, how old is she? Because he was celebrating his 80th, was it 85th birthday? So she must be in her hundreds,
Oh,
over 100. Um, Played by Kay Callan, who was known for being appearing in the Superman and Lois TV series as Martha. But yeah, you've got a good cast here. You've even got Frank Oz in this
I know. As the
as
lawyer.
the solicitor, the lawyer, or whatever you call it, what to call it, reading of the will.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you watch it, you think, God, that's Frank Oz, yeah.
Sure.
Not
Was
doing it,
so, oh, it was so surprising when he walks in.
not doing his Fozzie or his Yoda.
Right?
But yeah, it was a. I know what you mean by saying it's quite Agatha Christie because Agatha Christie did a lot of plot twists,
Mm-hmm.
and this had a lot of plot twists.
Yeah.
Um, so, but yeah, it was a good movie. It's the most successful out of the three up to
Uh,
now.
Probably.
Um, but
And
it, but
uh,
it also as well because at the time it came out, they had the deal of the cinema and also the Netflix thing
right.
because it's made partly with Netflix as well. So it only you only have a minimum run in the theaters, and then Netflix has it on the screen. Um, I don't know. I don't think it might not be working for the last two movies because they haven't been as successful as the first one.
Hmm.
Because people sometimes stay at home and watch the movies, and you're not making any money that way, are you? Through the TV screen?
Not much.
No. So yeah,
The
but
interesting the interesting thing was that Chris Evans plays so against type. Turns out he's actually like got the most villainous sort of uh
black sheep of the family.
yeah, he is. And that is that's just really sort of epic
Mm.
because you know the other people in this movie can have played characters kind of in the realm. I mean, Joni Thromby, played by Toni Collette,
Mm. Yeah.
she's she is like um I would not do poison, but I do. She was like you know focused in on strangling and guns and stuff, and Don Johnson's character was sort of a simp, whereas his brother-in-law Walt was really played by Michael Shannon, and not the Michael Shannon who used to do podcasts with us. Yeah, the other one, and he was, um, yeah, he was the one who was most like pushed fisticuffs, all that stuff. It was
Mm.
great, and um, Yeah, it was so surprising when uh it was great when Benoit Blanc figures out that the grandmother had said, "Are you back so soon?"
Yeah.
It was great. And Christopher Plummer's Harlan's last moments explaining the whole situation to Marta
Hmm.
and trying to actually make it happen so that she could keep the money so it wouldn't fall into his stupid family's hands. It was hard.
And also the realization as well, nothing had been done wrong.
Right.
So it turns out was suicide, really.
It really was. Because she was a good enough nurse not to miss medicate. And you bring up a good point. Nothing was wrong. Like all of these people had motives. It's true, especially once the will was read. But the will, you know, the one who knew about it ahead of time was Ransom because he was in that office fighting with his father earlier.
But also, you say you also had the um, Richard Drysdale, Don Johnson character being threatened by Harlan to come clean about his relationships with other women.
Uh
You
huh.
also you also had Joni, played by Tony Collette, of all money being stopped because she'd been stealing from him.
Yeah, she'd been double dipping.
They all had motive. So,
Yeah, yeah,
and also the Walt by Mike Shannon uh, being removed from the head of management of the book company.
yeah,
So, everybody had a motive for doing this so-called murder, suicide murder, whatever it was, what to make of it.
right.
I mean, it always amazes me how can anyone sit down, put pen to paper or keyboard or whatever,
Huh?
and plot all this out. So it always amazed me with Agatha Christie how intricate the plot work was always. It must have took ages and ages to figure out that goes there, this goes there, this is connected to this, and it's the same here with, as you say, Ryan Johnson writing it and producing, directing, and whatever. He must have sat down and had a storyboard, but trying to not make it too complicated for the viewing
Right.
people, but it must be complicated in the head before it's put in front of the screen.
Yeah, seriously. It it's it would take a certain kind of storyteller to be able to write something like this. And you know, the the kind of storyteller that I have had access to, it's been mostly science fiction writers
Mm-hmm.
who, you know, don't usually write murder mysteries. I mean, there was Isaac Asimov wrote three of them about Daniel Oliva and Elijah Bailey, but those were written early, and I never actually met him and never heard him speak about the murder mystery kind of genre. The some of the things that are remarkable about Benoit Blanc is that uh, he's able to like sit back and listen.
Hmm.
And he's also able to dig in and create sort of an atmosphere around himself that, I mean, when he walked into their house, uh, and Stevens, the solicitor, as you would say, the lawyer says, this house no longer belongs to this family, it belongs to Marta. And you could see Blanc smiling. I mean, ear to ear. It was like he knew that that was the right thing to do. But he'd been like, watching these characters sort of spill their guts on the
Also, as well, the movie doesn't really close the chapter on it because you don't know what happens. Because she's got the money, she's got the books, she's got the house, she's
yeah,
got everything. And the whole family is stood there in the driveway of the house, looking up to her on the balcony, and that's where it stops.
right,
So you don't know whether she turns around and says, "You can still live here," or you
yeah,
can, uh,
keep your job, yeah,
yeah.
I'll keep paying your college tuition, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So any moments what stand out for you then?
Well, like I've said a few, like the confrontation with Ransom and Harlan in the front hall when Harlan's actually figuring out the whole thing,
Yeah.
or excuse me, Ransom's actually figuring out the whole thing, and also the uh when they're doing the investigation and they discover the footprints on that path, and Marta is walking back and forth up and down the path putting all sorts of footprints on it.
On purpose.
Yeah, because there are tons of hers already.
Mm.
Yep. And so that was amusing, it really was.
I
And
think for
go ahead.
for me, there's a couple of scenes what um are still fresh in my mind. Is the confrontation with Marta and Walt outside her apartment,
Uh-huh.
where he's there with his walking stick, and he sort of becomes really bit an on threatening. Really,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't really threaten her, but the way it comes across, and she, about him, about her wanting, are you going to give up the money and stuff like that, and but, that came across quite creepy.
Yeah.
And then the other scene for me was Benoit Blanc near the end of the movie. He gives a little speech about a donut hole within a donut hole.
Yeah. You did like that, didn't you?
I did. It was just something didn't expect,
Uh-huh.
but it fitted so well in
Yeah.
the donut hole.
And this family could have been in, you know, Long Island or Connecticut or Rhode Island or whatever. It's a very New England feeling place though.
Yeah.
And and so of course the donut hole, um that's a staple. Yeah, it was really funny, and it, it was a good mystery.
Hmm.
You don't really know as the story goes on that Harlan actually completed the suicide until later.
Hmm.
So I mean, it does tend to surprise you, this movie.
Yeah, it really does.
That's good.
It is a good watch.
Yeah.
So, anything else, or should we go to final say and score?
Yeah, I could do final say and score.
Over to you then.
All right. Well, I was it always surprises me, because you get the sense that Marta is gonna put a stop to what the lawyer says, and and the lawyer Stevens, he just keeps on going, and she never puts a stop to it. It's good for her, and
Right.
right, and she's like the only honest lot, and um, except for the fact that when she thought she'd done him in, and she hadn't, that was a little bit of sort of inversion, and due to that, there was confusion there, and she didn't tell the truth. Anyway, um, yeah, I'll give this 9 little blue cars out of 10, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And
Cool.
I really think Ryan Johnson did a great job with these movies. These are really enjoyable watches, and can't wait to review the next one called Glass Onion. Anyway, someday soon we'll do that. Anyway,
Yeah, sure, sure. For me, enjoyable. Love the plot twists. Love the dysfunctional family
I
element. It works so well. Nice to see Don Johnson still working.
know.
Great 80s icon. I'm going to give it 9 as well. 9 donut holes
Huh.
out of 10. It's Knives Out, our review there. It's if you haven't seen it, guys, I recommend it. It's there on Netflix to watch or any other streaming site you use. Um, so that's the review of that. Let us know if you've seen it. Leave a comment below on the video. Also, if you want to join us, leave a comment on any of our videos and we'll get back to you. You just have to be 18 and over. And because, some things are 18 rated, we discuss. All you need is a working camera and a working microphone on the device you use. And also, please go to our YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed to it, press the bell notification button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. So that's it, Susan, isn't it? Isn't it?
That is.
So until next time, um, be careful, just watch your back because somebody may have some knives out.